ॐ अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। The modern science says that all the bodies in this universe are moving. Motion is the order of the universe, and it is nothing is stationary in this universe. So let us know from the movement of the sun first. So we know that we have learned that the satellites move around the planets move around the sun, the sun move around the galaxies, and galaxies are moving towards the thing we do not know. But everything in this universe is moving. So the movement of the sun is given in different verses in different mandalas of Rigveda and Yajurveda. Savita yantraihi aramnat askambhate savitadyam udrumhat ashvamivadhukshad dhanimantarikshmatute baddham savita samudram. The sun has tied Earth and other planets through attraction and moves them around itself as if a trainer moves newly trained horses around itself, holding the reins. So, we have seen a horse trainer training it, holding the reins, and he makes them move around itself. In the same way, the sun has tied the earth and other planets through attraction. Here, the gravitational force is explained. So, how best can we explain the gravitational force and objects falling into earth and not the other way round? So, other mantra from first mandala says that Panchare chakre parivartamane tasminnatasthurbhuvanani vishva tasya nakshastapyate bhuribharaha sanadeva nashiryate sanabhihi. Sun moves in an orbit which itself is moving. Sun is moving and sun's orbit is also moving. And earth and other bodies move around the sun due to the force of attraction because the sun is heavier than all the planets. And we have learned that we have studied in our previous class studies that if the mass of the body is more, if the weight of the body, if it is a large body, if the mass is more, then the attraction is also more. So because of this, because of this attraction, all the bodies move around the sun, says this mantra. So next also says, Hiranyapanihi Savita Vicharshani Rubhe Dyava Prithvi Antariyate Apami Vam Badhate Veti Suryam Abhikrishne Narajasa Vyamrunoti. The sun moves in its own orbit, beholding the earth and otherly heaven bodies in a manner that they do not collide with each other through the force of attraction. Even though all the bodies are kept in their own, all the heavenly bodies are kept in their own orbit due to this attraction, and they are not colliding with each other uh, is revealed. This aspect is revealed by this mantra. Ahasta yadapadi vardhatakshaha शचीभिर्वेद्यमानां शुष्णं परिप्रदक्षिणं विश्वायवे विश्वायवे निशिश्रथः. This earth is not having hands and legs, yet moves ahead. All the objects on the earth also move with it, and earth moves around the sun. Hiranyapanihi Savita Vicharshani Rubhe. Yes, we had this. Akrishne Narajasa Vartamano Niveshayan Amrutam Martyam Cha Hiranyayena Savita Rathena Deva Yati Bhuvanani Pashyan. This is from Yajurveda 33rd chapter and 43rd mantra. The sun moves in its own orbit in space, taking along with itself the mortal bodies like Earth through force of attraction. Yada te haryata hari vavrudhate dive dive aditte vishwa bhuvanani mire. All planets remain stable because as they come closer to sun due to attraction, their speed of coming closer increases proportionately. So, the speed of the planets as they come closer to the sun, the increases proportionately is revealed by this mantra. So, like this, so these are some of the examples for movement of the bodies from Vedas. And let us know some of the conception of movement or kinetics about our ancestors. What did our ancestors conceive about these movements? So, a Nyaya Vaisheshika school their conception of molecular theory is this. Parispanda or movement sometimes stands for motion, molar as well as molecular, but more often for the subtle motion of atoms or molecules. The radical meaning of the term is whirling or rotatory motion. Parispanda is a rotatory motion or a circular motion, but it may also include simple harmonic motion, that is example vibration, according to Nyaya Vaisheshika school. All actions, operations and work, that is Kriya Vyapara, is ultimately traced to this form of subtle motion lodged in the atoms or in the matter stuff. The Vedanta speaks of a cosmic vibratory motion. So, Akasha in the Vedanta we have seen is the first stadium in the evolution of matter, which gives off Vayu, which gives off Tejas, and so on. The motionless primordial matter stuff that is Sankhya Bhutas Puranam Kham, called Puranam Kham. Subtle integration of pure and that is Sukshma Bhuta called Vayuram Kham. It is the subtle Akasha in its subtle Akasha in its Tanmatrik Akasha Tanma, the Akasha in the form of Tanmatra. Vayoho Parispandanatvat, says Adi Shankara. So also the biomotor and sensory motor principles apart from directive intelligence of the self. Pranasya parispandatmakatvena yadvaitama sthulam sukshmancha manaspandita matram is Adi Shankara's stand about this. The Sankhya also conceives the Parispanda, the motion, to characterize every process and phenomenon of cosmic evolution. Bhutas, that is organisms, are all subject to Parispandana. Buddhadayo deham tyajante dehantaram upadadate iti tesham parispandaha sharira prithivyaadinam cha parispandaha prasiddha eva. These are the words of Vachaspati, that is the movement. So buddhyadayo deham tyajante. So our intellect and all, they will at the when at the end of our life they leave us and they will enter the other body. So this is the place of change of place. So this change of place is called as Parispanda. On the other hand, यद्यपि अव्यक्तस्यापि परिणामलक्षणा क्रिया तथापि परिस्पंदो नास्ति. The Nyaya Vaisheshika finds Parispanda in all forms of matter except Akasha, which in that system is non-atomic and incapable of any change of activity as it is Nishkriya. But all atoms from those of Vayu downwards are incessant motion. The world at bottom is an infinitude of continually whirling or vibratory particles, say Raghunatha. All physical action consists of motion. We know that all physical actions consist of motion. So when we want to drink water, so our hand will stretch to take a tumbler, and thus that is the motion of hand. And when we are sitting, we will stretch our body to get something, so that is the motion of the body. And when we move, that is the motion of the leg. So all physical action consists of motion. The Nyaya Vaisheshika school rejects force or power or apparition Shakti except as modes of motion. Jayanta, in his Nyayamanjari, states, अन्यथा सिद्धिशून्यस्य नियत पूर्ववर्तिना. So Bhasha Parichheda says this. It is not, of course, intended to question the existence of Parispanda, which is of the nature of motion, and which through subtle and therefore infrasensible, sukshma and anudhuta and not atindriya. Anudhuta, unmanifested and not transcendental, is the ultimate form of all the physical activities. So Jayanta in Nyayamanjari says, Parispanda eva bhautiko vyaparaha karoti tirthaha. Atindriyastu vyaparaha nasti iti brumahe. There is no transcendental feature here. Tasmat karaka chakrena chalata janyate phalam. Na punaha chalanadanyo vyaparaha upalabhyate. The effect no less than the action is, in all causes of material causation, the resultant of the combined motions of the various material and efficient causes involved in the case of Paka, Samudita, Devadattadi, Sakalakaraka, Nikara Parispanda eva, Vishishta Phalavachinnaha Paka ityuchyate. Atha vyapara evaishaha sarvaha sambhuya sadhyate. Kim phalena aparadham vaha tadhi sambhuya sadhyatam. So, but in Nyaya Vaisheshika, though all action of matter on matter is thus resolved into motion, conscious activity is sharply distinguished from all forms of motion, as against the Sankhya Vedanta considered everything other than intelligence, the Purusha or transcendental self, to arise in the course of cosmic evolution and therefore to be the subject of parispandic motion. So, though all action of matter on matter is thus resolved into motion. So everything is set into motion according to Nyaya Vaisheshika school. So they have the analysis of motion continues in Nyaya Vaisheshika school in Vaisheshika Sutras in chapter 2nd. In the Prashastapada of 4th or 3rd or 4th century CE, in his Bhashya and the Vaisheshika Sutras, begins the section of motion with the definition of karma, that is motion. Karma means literally, the literal meaning of karma is work. He begins with the word karma, the motion. The definition of karma as the unconditional cause of conjunction and disjunction, that is of change of place in a particle. Samyoga vibhaga nirapeksha karanam karma. So that is, it is the unconditional cause of conjunction and disjunction, that is of change of place in a particle, is karma or motion. He regards karma as instantaneous, that is kshanika, in its simplest form, distinguishing it from vega, that is momentum. Accordingly, in one and the same particle, there can be only one motion at any given moment, since its change of place at that moment is one and definite. According to him, ekada, only one motion can take place at a given moment, since its change of place at that moment is one and definite. So, ekada ekasmin dravye ekameva karma vartate. The supposition of two instantaneous motion in the same particle is superfluous. They may be so opposed as to neutralize each other, in which case the particle would be at rest. So, if change of place take place from, that is motion from two sides, then it will be the force will be nullified and the particle or the moving body will come to rest. It is our daily experience we have seen. If they are not so opposed and motion follows, then since the change of place is a definite change, so one motion would be sufficient to account for it. And the hypothesis of two motions would be meaningless, he says. Various kinds of motions are observed. Movements which are not caused by contacts with matter, that is, there are two kinds here. Movements caused by violation, that is prayatna, the movement of the hand. Example, movement as a falling body. This is caused by gravity, gurutva. Motion of fluids as the downward flow in a stream, it is called as yandana. This is due to fluidity, that is dravatva, which is a characteristic property of certain kind of atoms, in some cases original, in others produced by the contact of these atoms with atomic particles by heat. But Shankara Mishra points out that this property, fluidity, is only a concomitant condition. The efficient cause, nimitta karana, is even in this case is gurutva, gravity only. Certain motions, not due to material contact, of which mechanical causes are unknown and which may be ascribed to the universal final cause, are called as adrishta. For example, the first motion of atoms at the beginning of the creation, the upward motion of fiery particles or atoms, the movement of iron towards the magnet, and the liquid particles from the root system to the stem in a plant. These are all upward motions which cannot be explained. So they are all called as adrishta. So the meaning of adrishta is unknown cause and unexplained nature in the earlier Vaisheshika school. Several classes of cases falling under adrishta are distinguished. The operation of merit and demerit, that is dharma and adharma, the transcendental cause which has to be posited in explaining the conjunction and disjunctions of souls with their organic vehicles, that is body, which cannot be ascribed to natural causes, but presupposed to the law of karma or the operation of moral causation as superimposed on the natural order. So this is Atindriya movement or motion. That is the movement of souls from one body to another cannot be explained. This motion comes under Adrishta. So the next, various kinds of motion in the different classes of elements, their natural modes of operation, such as the dispersion in Vayu, the upward motion of fire, the attraction of the needle by the magnet. We say that these are all by nature. The magnet attracts iron. But how? We know that magnets attracts iron. But see, it is definite that when a body is falling down, we say that it is Gurutva Karshana or gravitational force. So when a body is moving, we can say that it is the kinetic force or kinetic energy. But what can you say for magnetic force? It is also Adrishta. That is explainable, unexplained nature. We cannot explain why the iron is attracted towards the magnet. So, these kind of natural properties are ascribed to Adrishta. Jayanta in his Nyayamanjari says that Adrishta is resorted to in explanation of observed phenomena only, when these cannot be derived in any way from the operation of known causes. Yadi adrishtam antarena drishtam na siddhyati kamam adrishtam kalpyatam anyatha apitu tadutpattau kim tadupakalpanena drishta siddhayehi adrishtam kalpatve natu drishti vighataya. So when the thing is not seen, it is not explained other than Adrishta, then it is called as Adrishta. There is only when these cannot be derived in any way from the operation of known causes. So, can we explain the attraction of iron towards the magnet anyway by the known operations, in any form of the operations we know? No, it cannot be explained. Can we explain the upward movement? So this is according to Nyaya Vaisheshika school. Why the fluids move upward in a plant from root to shoot? Can we explain by our known method? No. So these can be known, considered as Adrishta. So modern school of Nyaya Vaisheshika school, they say that physical and mechanical ideas have suffered a setback, and even the formation of the hailstone is ascribed to the operation of moral cause. So we come to know motions produced by contact, sanyoga. Such motions may be classed under nature of contact originating them. First among them is motion due to direct contact with a body exercising continued pressure, nodana. That is, the motion of an object pushed or pulled by the hand. The motion of the mud under heavy stones come under this category. The second type is motion due to direct contact for an instant with a body that strikes and they produce as an impact, abhighata. Example, in the cases of stone falling against a hard object, the potter's rod striking the wheel, etc. Third category is motion due to direct contact with an elastic body which exercises a moving force by means of its elasticity, that is sthitistapakatva, in the act of restitution of the original form, yatha sthitam sthapayati. So the rubber band is a best example for it. The motion of the bowstring due to the force exercised by the piece of bamboo, the bent bow. So motion due to contact with a body which is itself in contact with another which possess vega or momentum. Vegavad dravya samyukta sanyogaha. So this is the fact of the transmission of pressure or moving force and the consequent production or communication of motion. In the pulling of an object by means of a string, the pushing of the potter's wheel by the potter's rod, etc. are the examples of this kind of motion. So, they say there, according to the Nyaya Vaisheshika school, there are 8 causes of motion or force. One is continued pressure, nodana. The second is impact, abhighata. The third is persistent tendency, samskara. These are of 2 kinds. One is vega, impressed motion or momentum. The second is the sthitistapakatva samskara, the tendency to restitution of shape in an elastic body. Transmitted force, as in pulling by a string, by pushing a rod, etc. Fifth is gravity. Sixth is fluidity. Seventh is pollution. And eighth is adrishta, comprising various unknown agencies. So in every case of motion produced by contact, vega is a contributory cause, as the body originating the motion must possess vega, that is the momentum. So let us take the concept of momentum in this session to come. Thank you all for patience hearing. Om Tat Sat.